Flip it. No.
Oh, shit.
Cancel. How do you flip it?
I don't know. I don't see it now. Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
Such a great background.
There we go.
Here, I'll adjust it up or down or whatever.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
you want to do that?
Well,
I think it's a little high.
it's a little high. Lower the light.
You want it to, yeah. You want it to be like
Is it-
3/4
we're live.
less.
It's all right.
Should this be on? This
Okay,
way.
I'll tell you.
Keep this. I got it.
Yeah.
It's still
No,
not.
that's fine. It's going. Yeah.
Still not super.
Should this light?
Sorry, guys. We're trying to
Right there?
situate
That's
stuff. Yeah, that's
That's
perfect.
better. Yeah.
You want like
there you go.
3/4 people and then 1/4.
Hello. We're live.
Can they
Hi.
hear you? Give audio thing.
Can you guys hear us?
Can you give
Type
us
in the chat.
a 5x5 in the chat if you can hear us and our
Yep.
audio is good? Let's try to talk a little louder.
Yeah.
So you're watching 1 Foot in 5D live from Sedona. I'm Alara of Sirius, and this is
Trisha Margus of 90 Degree Turns.
yes. Trisha's my good friend that I met at ESETI, and we really connected and we had a great time, and she came with us on this trip, and it's been great. So can you tell my people a little bit about Trish and what she does and what she's up to this weekend, actually today?
Yeah, so, okay, I have a conscious podcast called 90 Degree Turns. It's all spelled out. It covers anything from spirituality to alternative health to UFO experiences and like everything else in between. So that's what I do, and I've had a lot of different experiences this year where I was able to be a speaker. So when we met at ESETI, that was my first time speaking ever.
You did a good job too.
Thank you. That was the first time, and then I was recently in Brazil to speak at an international conference there. It was all very spiritual and UFO focused, so that was wonderful. And today I'll actually be speaking again at 1:30 Pacific time. There's an online event called the 2020
Vision 2020.
Yeah, Vision 2020. Yeah, it's called Clarity in the Chaos 2020 Vision Conference. So I'll be going on there for an hour and a half and speaking about essentially how to understand our energetic bodies and how it connects to the realm of the earth, and kind of going how the microcosm is a reflection of the macro. So yeah, that's what I'm doing today. But this experience in Arizona has been wonderful. It's really beautiful out here. You can see in the background, it looks like Mars, but it's
It
really
does look like
friendly and
Mars.
really beautiful out here.
And the energy is super intense.
Yeah, and what's cool is like any store you walk into, like to go to like a crystal shop or like a healing center, any place you go, you can just start talking about like what we normally do
Right.
in our everyday lives, and people resonate with it.
Yeah.
Like, and they understand on that level.
Right.
So it's really a unique spot, because like I'm from Chicago, so we don't have conscious people everywhere.
Yeah.
There's pockets, but.
Good morning, Yolanda, Drink with Tessa, Christina, Cassandra, Blue. It's good to see all of you guys. Thanks for joining in with us. I just noticed we could actually see them in there. Cool. So yeah, I can see the chat, you guys. Yeah, so we're having a totally great time. It's been a lot of fun. We're just kind of connecting. We went on a hike. You weren't with us on the hike. We went on a really nice hike up to the top of this thing, and it was pretty cool. It was awesome. We did I don't even know what you would call it, like
A
a
ceremony.
we did like a
I
kind
heard
of
about it. I flew in like after it all happened.
yeah, that was super fun. So yeah.
I went on a hike yesterday. It was cool. We went to, it's called Soldier's Pass
Yeah.
Trail, and there's supposed to be these 7 sacred pools. But it's so dry here that pools are, there's nothing
Empty?
in there.
There's
But
nothing?
they're like these naturally carved formations into the like pool-like formations. Yeah, they're really neat.
Did Kate show you the picture she got? There's some kind of hole at the top of that mountain did she show you the picture?
No.
She's like, look, I got a portal. I don't know but it's cool. It's like a little, I don't know, it's like
Is
a
it the
hole.
one that's over there behind us?
It's at the very top of that one peak over there. But anyway, it's pretty
Nice.
cool. Hi, Rook. Good to see you. Rook's saying hi, Tyler. You know,
Hi.
she's like, yeah, I know Tyler's right there.
Yeah.
So I said hi then.
He helped
Well-
us with all the tech today, so.
Yeah, Tyler's been today's producer. So
Yeah.
if anything goes wrong, it's all Tyler Koala's fault. You can blame Tyler.
Yeah.
So, Jace, would you like to come on and join me?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks.
Thank you for coming on, Trish. Delighted to hear your talk today.
Yeah,
It's
thank
$20. The link you can get from what your
I think
timeline?
you look up 2020 Vision
2020
conference,
Vision?
and it'll pop up. I think it's $20.20
Yeah.
Ooh.
to check it out.
Cool.
So yeah, and it's like it's been all weekend, but I'm sure there's gonna be replays.
Yeah.
So if you guys are interested, and if not, like, just catch me on my channel.
Yeah.
And yeah, Laura and I will
I
probably be
love-
doing work in the future.
Yes,
so,
of course. I love the
yeah.
work you do on your channel. We do similar
you.
stuff. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
I always joke around that Trish is my spirit animal because she is my spirit animal. Like I don't know. I love Trish, but you guys know me. I love everybody.
The only person I know is the spirit animal.
Okay. Yes.
Well, all right, I'm gonna pop off here.
Okay.
And Jace, you're coming on, right?
Yeah.
So,
Sir.
cool.
Yeah.
It was wonderful to connect with everyone here. It's nice to see you guys on the chat, and I'll catch you later.
Okay. Bye, Trish.
Good stuff.
Jace,
Hello.
that shirt is amazing. Look,
Thank you.
Baby Yoda. Oh yeah,
That's
we
right.
won't see it till it's delayed on here, but at least we can see
okay.
the chat. Yeah, I love that. What is this? Oh well, let's
It is.
introduce you first. Yeah, sorry, I'm getting too excited.
That's okay. I'm excited too.
Yeah, this
Thanks
is
for having me on.
Yeah, this is exciting. I love your hat.
Appreciate
And
it.
Baby Yoda and the hat, the whole thing you got going.
Full circle.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Thanks
so
for having me.
yeah, so what's your last name? I don't know your last name.
My last name is Kalesa.
Kalesa.
Yeah.
So it's Jace Kalesa.
Right.
Okay.
But on Facebook right now, it's with a Q because they've deleted me. Like, I've had like 5 pages on Facebook deleted in the past couple weeks, just like Tyler has.
Yeah,
So, we keep changing our names. So I'm on Facebook right now as JQ Lessa.
JQ Lessa.
Yeah. But normally it's with a K.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, they're hitting everybody, man.
I know.
They just.
I'm surprised we're all still up on YouTube.
I can't
honestly,
believe I still have a Facebook. I got a frog up like with his
I
boxing
know.
gloves
I
on.
love your profile picture.
Hey, and they haven't. I don't know what. Hey, but they fact check everything I post.
Yeah.
Everything I post, I quit even posting in my group because they fact check everything I post, and
Yep.
I'm like, whatever.
I woke up today to that too. They had taken off one of my posts. Thankfully, my page wasn't deleted, but they had completely removed one of my posts from yesterday.
It's crazy the censorship we're seeing.
Yeah.
Jace, you should
yeah.
tell them about your time in college and what you discovered about the Black Budget program.
Yeah. Good. Yeah.
Well, first, can you tell my audience a little bit about what you do and what you're into, and then yes, that would be awesome.
Well, I am a student of the universe. I feel like I have a very similar intent and mission as everybody else here, and so my channel is kind of along the same kind of vibes as I feel like yours and Trisha's and Tyler's talking about the same kind of things. But my YouTube channel is called Cosmic Origins, and I've talked a lot about my main intent has been to bring together the principles behind science and spirituality and the uncovering of the dark histories of the planet and the systems of control, and bringing those out to the light and exposing them and bringing that all kind of full circle into like this grounded message. So that's been my main goal. But with all the YouTube censorship, it's been kind of tough. They've been literally going through, and every day I'm waking up to an email of them removing a video of mine from like 2 years ago. It's like they're going through my channel and they're like, oh, we found this one thing, flag me for cyberbullying on like pedophile videos, exposing that kind of stuff from years ago. But anyway, yeah. But yeah, what Tyler was saying, my awakening experience came from my time in college in aerospace engineering. So when I was going into college, I was pretty straight atheist, like scientific atheist.
Me too.
I was raised agnostic pretty much, but nothing like that intense. Like it's just, my parents always kind of just like believe whatever you want to believe, which is really nice. But this academic establishment had really like punched me into being like atheist. So going into college, I was like really interested in aerospace engineering because I had this natural love of space like we all do. And I'm like, okay, what do I want to do in college? It's either astronomy or engineering. Astronomy, I was like, I don't want to work for a university my whole life and be a grumpy professor. So I was like, let's do something with my hands. Let's do engineering. And so I get into it and I realize instantly within, like the first year that it's really, not only is it extremely specialized, but it's extremely military application. And I was really uncomfortable, this was pre-Trump. I was really uncomfortable with the direction that the military was going, and I could, even though I didn't know politically the full scope of what was going on, because it was pre-Q and everything, I felt that there was like really impure intentions behind what was going on with our government and the military. Of course, we know now. So I was like, I had this really internal battle against like working with these groups and doing internships for various defense contractors and things like that. I didn't want to do it because it just felt wrong.
Right.
And so that is what kind of started me like questioning things. And then I had this professor at one point who worked for Lockheed Martin Skunk Works, and which is their advanced aerospace division. It's where they do all their secret projects. And he was the father of the F-22 fighter jet. So he was like the main project manager, and that's like the most successful fighter jet of all time. It's even taken out the newer F-35 in like trials. It's got ET technology for sure.
Right.
And he was the main project head for that, and several other projects as well. And so he had all these models on his desk that were given to him as like a thank you by the company to represent each of the projects that he managed. So he had like a little F-22, little F-17, so on. And then like 5 or 6 of his models were just these black rocks.
Yeah.
And so of course everyone's like, what are the black rocks? Like what kind of aircraft is that? And so he had to like explain that they were classified projects from like 30, 40 years ago.
Wow.
That were still classified that he couldn't talk about. But everybody who took the class, like you could tell that he like wanted to talk about these things, but he couldn't because he was still contractually like obligated to his NDA,
Right.
I assume. But he would show these conspiracy theory videos of like the TR-3B
He was
and things
seating
like
you
that.
guys.
He was seating everybody and basically alluded to that he worked on what's called Project Aurora, which is the TR-3B and the multiple other style anti-gravity vehicles from the 90s were all under the Project Aurora umbrella.
Right.
And that's when, you know, there was the big, in the 90s is when everyone was seeing the flying triangles, like the football stadium sized silent triangles that would float over neighborhoods and stuff.
You think that's what the Phoenix Lights was? I didn't see it in person, so I don't know
possibly.
what kind of craft it was. But
I think,
I've heard that it was a triangle, but I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, I'd have to ask somebody who actually saw it.
we should go watch the video again after this and get a read on it. I honestly don't know too much about Phoenix Lights, but I do think it was military.
Right.
Um,
You think it was ours or ET?
maybe a little bit of both, but I feel like it was that kind of thing, like that kind of program.
Just, I feel like maybe they were testing out
Yeah,
how an entire city population would react to an event like that.
yeah, probably.
And you notice it kind of happened, and then everybody sort of forgot about it and then
Right.
quit caring.
Right.
Like a whole city, I brought this up a whole city saw this, but yeah, you don't see people out in the streets like, tell us about you guys. You did it,
I know.
freaking out like, no,
Yeah.
we need the free and the then nobody cares.
I remember what it looked like now. It was the boomerang shaped one.
It was like
So
the
it was,
book. Yes,
It was definitely part of those programs.
Yeah.
It was like the flying wing, but really, really skinny.
That's what I'm thinking.
And it was like, they said it was like several miles long. They could see it from like Tucson.
Yeah, that's
Um,
exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I feel like it was military. Because I feel like the positive ETs, for multiple reasons, but mainly for reasons of free will, tend not to do large displays of craft showing like that. It's
Yeah.
more of an intimate, personal
Right.
thing that they have with
Right.
like awakening individuals.
Yes, I agree.
So when we
100%.
get these like huge sightings, I think Law of One talks about this too.
Right.
That most of these big sightings are either our own people or they're the Orion group, which would be like the Draco.
Right.
And they're doing it, and when the Orion group, when the Draco are doing it, the negative groups, they're doing it as like an intimidation fear thing.
Right.
Which of course people like us can feel that.
Right.
Which is where when I tap into Phoenix Lights, it feels
It
like
feels fearful.
It feels a little more fearful,
Yep,
like
it does to me.
intimidating.
Yep, it feels fearful.
Versus like when we see craft, when we're like calling them in and being really happy, and then
Yeah.
we see lights and we're like, oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like totally different.
And they
feeling.
interact with us and you
Yeah.
know confirm that they're there and they
Right.
it's super cool. We and I have a lot in common. We're into the
For
same
sure.
stuff. I started out a physics major in college.
Really?
Yeah, and then I got
Nice.
into screenwriting and I was like, I don't know, yeah, so I was totally like that. I mean, it's crazy that I went from, you know, I didn't believe, I didn't know if there was God or anything.
Yeah, same.
But I was always really into space. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I wanted to go to, what do you call it? When you go to camp and you get to go to
Space camp?
space camp. Yeah, I want to go to space camp. Did you want to go to space camp? Did they even have? You're a lot younger than me. Did they even have space camp?
No.
No, they don't have it anymore,
What's
huh?
space camp? Like actual space camp?
Oh, come on now. Space camp, yeah. So there's when you were a kid, there's this place, and I think it was in Houston, but I'm not positive. And you could go there. Maybe somebody else could describe it better because I get too excited.
Do they teach you all about space camp?
Yeah, and it's like
Okay.
you get to pretend you're like in astronaut school, and they train you, and you get to. I don't know how this ends in the end, but
Interesting.
But you get to train and pretend like you're with the other astronauts, and you're at camp, and it's like
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I would have wanted to do that as a kid. My astronaut was like the biggest thing I wanted to be.
Right.
But I did do something similar, but with politics. I did this thing called Boys State.
Yeah.
I forget about this all the time. When I was like a junior in high school,
Yeah.
there's this thing they do where they take all the, whatever, 15, 16-year-old high school juniors, male and female, and they do a boys state and a girls state. And it's basically this political programming thing they do where you go into a simulated political environment for like a week where you elect local government, you elect city council, like I was a city council person, you will eventually elect a president, and it's like this whole, but I remember they were really like idolizing Bill Clinton the whole time.
Oh,
like
my.
everyone was like, oh, the last boys state people, they got to meet Bill Clinton, and it was like this,
Right.
and it was only later that I was like, whoa, that could have been some really sketchy stuff that I was almost like involved in.
Yep.
But,
I get it.
Anyway.
Well, we're going to have to talk more at length
Yeah.
Eventually on this
sure.
channel because I can see we have a lot to discuss.
Yeah, definitely. I'd
Definitely.
love to have you on my channel too.
Yeah.
Sometime.
Oh, anytime. Yeah. Awesome.
Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for coming on, Jace. Awesome.
Bye, guys.
All right. So, Nicole or Tyler, who wants to come next?
Doesn't matter.
Come on. You guys don't know this guy, do you?
No.
No.
So when Trisha said that looks like Mars, that's because that is where they filmed the footage that you all see. No.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still wonder about that. When we see all the pictures from the moon and Mars, and then I've seen people like compare like the Sahara Desert or somewhere in Nevada to the Mars photos, and it looks identical. It's like they're just deceiving us.
So for those that don't know, this is Tyler Koala from Journey to Truth podcast. And so how's your trip been so far?
It's been amazing.
Yeah?
It's the only word to describe it is magical.
Right?
There's
It's been cool.
no way you can go on trips like this with light workers and go back home and explain to somebody in words using our vocabulary the experience you had. There are no words to describe what's going on right now.
Yeah.
The synchronicities, the connections. I lost count of how many times I've gotten chills and activations, and we're all telling our stories, and we're going through healings and having these epiphanies.
It's cool.
It's absolutely incredible.
Super cool.
Yeah. But something Jay said reminded me of something when I was in elementary school in 5th grade. We had some military personnel come in. I think they were from the Air Force. I don't remember exactly. They came in our classroom and they wanted us all to draw or design our own spaceship. And they had the whole classroom draw a spaceship. And I remember drawing the triangle. And like the rest of the class drew like a rocket, basically a rocket shape. And I drew a triangle, basically a TR-3B or some type of stealth fighter. And so that's probably me that designed that. I just want everybody to know that.
You were my college professor.
Yeah. Exactly.
Tyler's been having crazy contact experiences from the time he was young.
Yeah. Well, when the young stuff I don't really remember, not so much. When I was 25, after my mom passed away, is when it unlocked something, and they were like, "Okay, it's time," and I just got bombarded with all the experiences.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've had experiences that I don't know if I'm too jealous of, but yeah. And anybody who's never checked out Tyler's story, what interviews have you done where people could check out all your ET stories? And well, you talked about one on mine, I think, on my channel. But the rest, where did you tell the most of your story?
Man, on multiple episodes of our podcast, but I don't remember exactly. I've done
Above Duality.
Above Duality. I've done yours, but that was the sleep paralysis stuff.
Right.
I've told some stories on your show, on James on As You Wish Radio.
Right, As You Wish. Yeah.
And then on our show as well. Is there anyone I can tell a story if you want, really quick, if you're interested?
No, I'm interested. I just don't, because of the timing schedule today with everybody having to do this conference, I don't know how much time we have to get to talk to everybody. That's the only reason I'm not.
Well,
I would
I'm
love
not
to hear
here
it,
then.
but
No.
see, I knew you would
Yes.
say that too. Do you have a quick one that you can tell? Well, it's
Uh,
not, because these stories are usually more.
Yeah, I can tell a quick one.
Okay.
I can make it quick. I think I've told it before, but so my experiences happen. I'll be sleeping and I will be woken up,
Right.
and I'll be in this mild paralysis, like almost like I don't even know how to describe it. I can't really move. It's not really negative.
Yeah.
They weren't always like this, but they eventually start letting me remember. So I would wake up in this like mild paralysis, And a lot of people think this is a negative story when I start telling it, but there was a gray ET like hologram in my room, and he telepathically told me to close your eyes. As soon as I did, they opened up, and I was laying on the table inside of a craft, and there was 6 little gray ETs. I could see their 3 fingers, and they were all 3 on each side of me. And I'm laying down. They had like orange energy bars, like holding me down.
Wow.
But none of it felt. I wasn't scared. And I was aware, I was awake. I remember this. I was telepathically asking them like, who are you? Oh my God, like what's going on? What are you guys doing to me? Like, can you tell me? There's a silence. They wouldn't give me any answers, because I'm thinking to myself, this is the stuff like, I'm like, finally, because you always hear about all these other people being up on the craft and telling their stories, and here I am up on a ship, seeing this, and they're scanning my body, they're scanning, and then. It was so intense. My body was vibrating so intensely. I actually had to. I was about to pee my pants.
Yeah.
Like I was actually about to pee, so I had to like get up. I was like, guys, I have to pee. I got
You
up.
told the ETs this?
Yeah.
Oh, telepathically, or you said it out loud?
No, telepathically.
Okay.
And they broke the connection. I got up. I went to the bathroom. I came back and noticed my dog was like in a coma. It was just breathing extremely heavy, like it was sedated.
Right. Yeah.
And I laid back down and immediately went back into it.
Yeah.
And they were still there doing their work. And then some type of like insectoid, like hybrid comes in.
Yeah, you tell me about that guy.
Yeah, he comes in, and as a doctor would like shine a light in each eye, he looked in each eye like this, back and forth. And I was following his eyes. And then he looked at the little guys and like gave them the nod of approval, and it was over. And that,
Wow.
yeah, it was crazy.
That's cool.
And there's a second half of that story, which I guess I don't have time to tell, but
Cliffhanger.
yeah.
Yeah.
I found out what they were doing. So,
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do we have a summary of what they were doing? Now you're
Yeah,
you're driving everybody crazy
So
there.
I had a Reiki session scheduled the next day, just by chance. And I
Yeah.
went to my session, and at the end, she would channel and get messages, and she was
Yeah.
like, "You're not gonna believe this, but I saw you. I was up on a craft with you," and she goes, "They had you pinned down their table when they were working on you." I was like, "Oh my God, you're not. There's no way you're telling me this right now.
Right.
How would she know?" And she's like, "I asked them what they were doing to you, and they told me that they were infusing crystal into the base of your spine, because we're going from the carbon base to the crystalline beings."
Right.
And she said that they're doing this to multiple people, and they have to do it slowly, just little by little, so it integrates and it actually isn't a shock to our system.
Right.
So she basically told me that that's what they're doing. They're actually helping us, like,
Dual body.
yeah.
Tyler Koala, I didn't think we were taking our physical bodies to where we're going. It was my understanding that somehow we would manifest a less denser one, and that maybe this physical body would die, like not a scary physical death, but it would pass away once you manifested the new one or something like that. So that's what I'm curious with them infusing the crystals situation. It sounds as though we're going to take these bodies. What's your understanding of that?
Yeah, I think so. Because I think the new.
I don't want to be old.
I think the new Earth and the 5D. I think it's more of a consciousness shift. I don't think it's like going to be a physical like we're going to get on a craft and fly to the new Earth.
Oh,
You know.
Nicole Frolic agrees. That's
Yeah.
it. Confirmed. Well, that's interesting. I
Yeah.
had never heard that perspective. I guess I just, maybe I need to talk to people more.
Yeah, I think that's the case. It only makes sense.
Yeah.
It only makes sense. I mean, that's why you hear some people claim that they're already like tapped into that 5D Earth.
Because it's
You
a
know,
I do understand
it's
it
a
to be a
conscious-
consciousness shift.
But there's some people who think that they're like, they almost put themselves on a pedestal, you know.
Right.
But if you're living here, you're still 3D. You're still in the 3D.
Right.
You can be existing. You can have 1 foot in 5D.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I certainly do. Ask
Yeah.
anybody
What a
that knows
name.
me, they'll tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. I really think you can. But we still have work to do here.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. All right. I'm
Thank
out.
you for coming on, Tyler.
All right. Love
Give me
you.
a hug. Love you too.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Nicole.
Yay! This is Frolly Pop. That's too bad Lieutenant's not out there. He'd be so excited about this.
I know.
I know.
Where is he?
I don't know. He
Come on,
doesn't know
Dave.
you're here. I
No, he
think.
does.
He does?
I think so.
Lieutenant, you out there? All right, so this is Frolly Pop, also known as Nicole.
Nicole.
I'll let you say your name and your channel.
I am Nicole Frolic, and I've got a YouTube channel under that name, Nicole Frolic, so I'm super easy to find. and I talk a lot about spirituality, wellness, consciousness, ETs,
Yeah.
anything that's expanding the mind, and I do tarot readings.
Yeah, her tarot readings, you guys, are super good. Like whenever I can, I try to go to her tarot readings because she's really good. So
Thanks.
yeah, she gave us some readings here.
Yeah, yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
It was super interesting because I don't never get readings from other people, so I find that fascinating what they say. You know?
Yeah, it's fun.
So-
It was fun to tap into your energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for tapping into my energy, friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that hike we did was super awesome. So what were we doing? So we hiked, a bunch of us hiked up there, and we, what exactly, I could kind of say what we were doing, but not in the way that you probably could explain what we were doing.
We were going to break some energy cords, revocations, contracts with the Matrix. So we had a contract revocation with the Matrix to bring in unity consciousness.
Yeah.
And we didn't realize how long it was going to be. It was about a 30-minute contract revocation. So we were up there for a while.
We were all looking at Nicole like,
How much
how long
longer?
is this going to go on? We were doing this for like an hour. There was people hiking up the hill looking at like, what are these weirdos doing? I knew what they were thinking too. I could read what they were thinking. Yeah, and it was messing with me.
I know. So I was like, are we there yet? Are we
Right?
there yet?
This is, and Kate was going, this is embarrassing. I could hear it in her head. But anyways, so yeah, that was super fun. And I thought that was super funny too. And we had all these crystals sitting in the mix, right? We were trying to create a vortex when we were doing this. And we thought, you know, the ants, okay, let me explain the ant thing. Okay, so this was really interesting, guys. I could tell you this because you guys are all super woke and you get it. So I have a very activated pineal gland. So a lot of experiences that I have are via my pineal gland, right? So we were having this discussion about the ant beings because we're here in Sedona, and I was like, are they benevolent? Are they not? And we had this whole discussion about it. And I said, well, I would really like to meet an ant being, you know, like I would really like to meet one. I've never met an insectoid, and I think that would be fascinating. So we had this whole discussion. So we get to the top, and we're doing this. First, the ants showed up, the third dimensional ant entities, the pets, you know, second density. The pets. Yeah. What? Why? Okay, whatever you want to. Okay, what? The pets, yeah. Okay, so they came up, and they were like, I was like, what are they doing? Because they came out of nowhere and they were just like coming up to me, and anyway. So, and then when we started meditating and doing that thing, an ant being showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were there with us. I mean, you
yeah.
couldn't physically see them, but they were there. I could see them, and I was like, hi. I got really excited, and I was trying to concentrate and say the words thing that we did, the book.
Oh, the revocation. Yeah.
The revocation, but I got really excited by the ant. I got to, I mean, not fully. I mean,
Yeah.
of course, a handshaking of the hand might have been slightly more entertaining, but that was nevertheless, I wanted contact and I got it. So that was super cool. Thought I'd share that with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you get any crazy stuff going on when we were
No,
up there?
I was just trying to get to the end of that revocation.
Right.
And I was like, it's got to be coming soon. I know it's coming soon.
Right.
But yeah,
it was long.
it was good though. It was the energy here is so powerful, and I think we're all feeling it. I think we were just talking about this earlier. We're activating one another. Our DNA is activating, and actually, just speaking to what you were talking about with Tyler earlier, from what I understand, everyone needs to understand this, that your DNA here is highly coveted, and being in this skin suit that we're all in is not something you necessarily want to get rid of right away, because our DNA is so coveted. So when we activate and start to expand our awareness, you're not just tapping into 5D, you're tapping into 6, 7, 8, 10, 12. You're a multi-dimensional being, so you can access all of those different awarenesses and levels of consciousness while you're in this skin suit, which then allows you to open up to more of your potential and your abilities that you can do in this skin suit. So just know, like, because I've had Andrew Bartzis on my podcast, and he basically said our skin suit is basically the Ferraris of all skin suits in this kind of, I guess, in this universe, galaxy. There are ones that are a bit better than ours, but we're up at the top. So don't think your body is something you want to get rid of right now. It's something you want to activate and learn how to use to its highest potential. There's a reason why our DNA is so coveted.
Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely a reason they're all here checking us out and interacting with us. You know. So, yeah, there's lots to learn.
Lots to learn.
Lots to learn. I think these gatherings with other people are really important too.
I think so. I think we're all like Tyler was saying, we're just us sharing our stories with one another is very healing. And then us hearing it from other people activates stuff within us. So it's so important to be able to share. And that's one of the hardest things to do when you're going through these awakening processes. Who do I get to share this with? So it's kind of cool that we're so accepting and welcoming.
Can you tell them quickly about how you met the mayor? We call him the mayor. We've decided that's his name. He's the mayor. So
yeah, Matthew. So we
we're
met.
gonna bring him over next.
We met Matthew, who's coming on next, at the Synergy Cafe yesterday morning, and I guess it was, yeah. Come on in.
Just come on in, and you can introduce him and tell how you met him. And
yeah. So Kate was with us, and she was wearing her MAGA hat. And he came up to her and basically congratulated her, said thank you for being so brave and wearing that in a blue town. And I was there with him, and he's like, by the way, it's not about blue or red, it's about dark and light. And so we just love that. And so then I guess after a while, Kate and I were ordering, Tyler went to go speak to him and tell him about our channels. And he told him my name, and you listened to my podcast.
I have, yep. I started listening to Nicole's podcast in, I believe, March or April. And I've always said, I'm like, wow, I got to meet this person one day. And then one of her episodes, I think it was like one of the last ones I watched before you switched over and everything. I remember, the power of manifestation. And that's like, I'm like, I have to email her, because when I got to Sedona, it was so magical here. And I just wanted to tell you that, like, you have to come to Sedona. You have to come to Sedona.
This is like, not is he only the mayor, he's like the mayor of manifestation, because
right? Seriously,
he's manifesting like crazy. So this was so fun. So it was a really cool synchronicity, and you're going to be doing some great work, which Alara's going to get into right now.
Yeah.
Can I just let people know I'm doing an event in a week?
Yes.
Yeah.
Please do.
So guys, I'm really big on sovereignty, and I think we all are. It's so important to protect our own sovereignty, the sovereignty of the nation and the world. And I'm going to be part of the Protect the Vote mass meditation next Sunday on November the 1st.
Yes.
And it's going to be headlined by Laura Eisenhower, David Rodriguez, Sasha Stone, and John Souza. And I'm going to be on the spiritual panel. And it's a really great event. It's going to help raise awareness around the purpose of protecting the vote, having the sovereign right to vote. And it's going to be pretty powerful. So we would love to have as many people there. If you want to register to be part of the event, it's free. Just go to protectthevote.live and register, and I hope to see you guys there next Sunday.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for coming on, Nicole. Thank you for sharing. Give me a hug.
Yeah. All right, I'll let you do the thing with the man here. Let me get out.
Matthew. Here we are.
Hello, Alara.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
Welcome to
Thank
One
you.
Foot in 5D.
Yeah, I'm honored to be on your show. Thank you so much for having me today.
I'm so glad that we met you. So Matthew, what's your last name, Matthew? Tucciarone. Well, rather than me talk a little bit about Matthew, why don't you introduce you and what's going on with you in Sedona, and what you're trying to, the energy you're trying to bring here, and what you're trying to bring forward? And let them know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I moved here about 4 months ago, and I'm now stepping into my purpose, and that definitely is the political side. And there's just, ever since I got here, I've kind of been upset just with how some of the things are going here in Sedona, with some of the policies and the littering that's going on, and all of the influx. People are carving knives in the trees here and just destroying our sacred land in Sedona. So I decided, it's time, to bring
Pardon me just for 1 second.
Yes.
Thank you, Brooklyn. Ant Farm Keck. Very cute.
Yes, I don't know if you saw that. I told them to feel free to super chat you so you can get an ant farm for your ant pets.
That's what Foyle would say. Starstream IR, okay, due to the uncertainty of being able to catch you guys online again with super chat still intact, I'm going to do this a little earlier than planned. This is Michael. Previous handle was Strift to Saul. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, last name first. This is for your space chair. Hang in there. We're almost through the worst part. Thank you so much, you guys. We really appreciate that. And Rook, thank you so much, Rook. We really appreciate that. Here's for the ant farm. I'm getting an ant farm now. Okay, well,
Brooklyn Way too.
I got Brooklyn. She was the first one I read off. Yes, Thank you, Brooklyn. Thank you, Rook Castle, and thank you. I like Starstream. That's easier than Strift to solve. I'm just saying. I like that one. I'm glad he changed it. Thank you very much. Okay, so sorry about that.
No,
Go ahead.
oh, hey, that's beautiful.
If I don't catch them, then they run by,
Hey.
and then I'd have a hard time finding them. So.
No worries. So, yeah, so I decided that, what do I want to do about it? I come up with an action plan. What am I going to talk about it all the time? No, so I'm going to come up with an action plan. I've formed a really awesome inner circle here in Sedona. Highly intelligent people, very well educated, and knows their stuff. Like they are truth seekers. They are of the light warrior spirit, and that's the type of team and support that I would like to have on my team moving forward into the new revamping of our political system, which we're going to start at the local level.
It has to be done at the local level.
Absolutely, and if you guys watch Nicole's podcast from yesterday, I go in a little bit more in depth. So if you want to catch that, make sure you catch that. I go in a little bit more in depth than what I'm talking about here. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing. I'll be running for mayor of Sedona in 2022.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, he came up to Kate about the hat, like Nicole was saying. He walks around with his pin, and there's different groups here and different elements here, and so I said this the other day. I'm seeing more and more people stepping forward with their flags and wearing their hats and sort of fearlessly putting it out there. This is what I support. This is what I resonate with. This is what I'm about, and I'm not going to try to hide that anymore out of fear of being attacked or whatever. And I really, really appreciate you doing that. The thought of all these, light workers getting into politics, it's just amazing because, yeah, we got to tear all this stuff down and it's got to be rebuilt. And we need people in these positions that have pure intent. And so I think it's really important to support people that are doing that. I'm really glad. I think we met you for a reason.
Absolutely.
I'm really glad that we met you, and anything we can do to support you. I mean, you're an awesome guy. Yeah, you guys got to check out the interview he did with Nicole. He really went into a lot of stuff, and it was really a good interview. It's on Nicole Frolick's channel. What is the name of her channel? Nicole Frolick, or is it?
It's Nicole Frolick.
It's Nicole Frolick.
Nicole
Okay,
Frolick.
it's called the Enlighten Up podcast, but her channel itself is under her name, Nicole Frolick. So yeah, please check that out. He's going to be an awesome blessing to Sedona.
Yeah.
We already know this.
That's
Is the
amazing.
mayor on Twitter?
Yeah, can you tell them where to find you on social media
People are asking for your links.
so that they
Okay.
can support you?
So that's awesome. I'm actually in the process of creating content right now for my YouTube channel. There's nothing on it, but if you want to go ahead and subscribe to that, it's just Matthew Paul. So I will be getting out content hopefully in the next couple weeks as my team and I are now forced. Thank you very much, guys, for this, giving us that fire to finally get our content out there. So you can find me on Facebook as well at Matthew Paul, and then that should pull up my last name, TUCCIARONE. And I will be setting up a Twitter account shortly. So just give me some time, guys. It's been a couple years. My throat chakra has been closed off due to some traumas that I've gone through, but I'm ready to step out now. So I'm really excited to be out here in the public eye finally and having awesome people like you to support and gain knowledge from, this is something brand new to me, and I'm really excited. So thank you.
We're excited to see what
Thank
you're
you
going to
so
do.
much.
Thank you so much
Thank
for coming
you.
on.
Thank you very,
you.
very much. And what Nicole said too about the body, it is very important. Very important. As I was just reading something from my mentor, he sent me my astrological reading today in Vedic astrology. It's important right now that we do take care of these bodies because yes, we are ascending into 5D consciousness, but like Tyler said, we're not taking our body. I don't think we're going to be lifted off of here and things like that. It's more of a consciousness. So what Nicole said about, our bodies are important right now, and that's why it is important to physically get into a practice, whether it's yoga or walking, running, whatever you feel like doing physically for your body, mind, body, spirit, we need all three to ascend. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you
for coming
Thank you
on.
guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, Suiterbug, I see you. Let me scroll back to where you're at. Suiterbug, here's a letter 17 to add to the farm. The farm. I guess I'm getting a farm now with ants. I mean,
Alien Antifa farm.
Lala. Would you like to come over?
My
Lala?
name slip your memory?
Lala Deaton was on Pink Patriot podcast Friday night. We had it at a weird time because, well, everybody was traveling. And so, yeah, really excited to have Lala around. Yeah. So you look beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
My
So
glasses today.
you look cute in your glasses. You look like a librarian.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was necessary. My allergies are getting to me a little bit up here, so.
Yeah. So how's your trip been so far? Are you digging the energies here?
Amazing.
Yeah?
Yes. It's it's really nice. I do have a group of friends back home that that we get on chats and we'll get together and you know, like-mindedness and share things, but this is different than that.
Right.
There are so many of us here that are like-minded in so many different facets, because
Yep.
most of my groups at home are like-minded in one facet here or there, and we don't always get to all come together, those of us that, you know, kind of are on the same page on every different angle. So this has been amazing for me, and it's energizing me so I'm a singer-songwriter,
Yeah.
and
I had such a good time singing the other night with you. That was so much fun. Like singing all those Patriot songs. That was like such a blessing.
that was fun.
I think everybody had fun too.
It was.
Yeah.
It was very energizing too.
Yeah.
And, and for me, being a songwriter I live in Nashville, and just being in that music community, it's not easy to really put myself out there in the way that I would like to, as far as being a part of this movement.
Right.
But I am getting more and more energized to do that. Being around all of you has been wonderful for me, and I have done that in certain ways. I've got my my song out.
Right.
Can I mention it?
Yeah.
Where we go when we go all. It's on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, which is just Lala Deaton, and you can find it on there. It's also on Facebook and Instagram. And
Yeah, check out her music, you guys. She is an amazing musician, and she writes a lot of,
I write a lot of
music for the movement, and
Yep, and just about universal love in general. And so as I'm getting more involved, I am feeling, it's funny that, you know, how you sometimes kind of, you feel so suppressed in general, and, you know, with everything going on right now, just talking about even, you know, putting a Trump sign out in front of your yard, or even, you know, hanging an American flag. We were talking about that the other day, and it's kind of on steroids in the music world as far as that goes. So there's a lot of shaming going on from not only the music industry in general, but also from other songwriters. It's divided, just like the world is,
Right.
you know. So I have a fire in my belly now, though. Like it's hard to mix, you know, politics and your career sometimes, because you do divide your audience in half. I'm getting ready to release a Christmas album, and
which is going to be awesome. Totally awesome. I'm so excited to hear the whole thing.
Thank you. It's a big band, all original, throwback to the 1940s. So I hope you all will connect with me and look for that. It'll be releasing for pre-sale on October 31st and available mid-November. So
Yeah, we're super excited for that.
thank you.
Thank you, Lala. You're such a blessing. Like we've got some rappers in our community and stuff, but we don't have that many, or at least that I'm aware of. And if I'm not aware of them and you can bring them to my attention, that'd be great. But it's really good to have
I would
a
love
pop
to
and
get
country singer that
I want
is
to
so
get more
talented.
of my artist friends involved that are they're patriots, and I want to
Right.
get them involved in this more so than they are now.
Yeah.
But I think if we can kind of get past the fear of it all, and I think we can get there.
We're gonna get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on, Lala.
Yes. Thank you
You're
for
awesome.
having me.
Having a great time with you. I have so much fun shopping at Whole Foods with you.
Yes.
I know, that's like
Without
my
our
favorite
masks.
part of the trip is going to Whole Foods, right? Without our mask, trying to get through, we're like, it's like a challenge. We're like, we're gonna get through all of Whole Foods without putting on our mask, and we do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did she make me? No.
No.
No, we did it.
So you're with me.
That's right. She just puts out that energy. I'm not putting it on, and people just don't challenge Lala.
No, they
I
don't.
love it.
Mm-mm.
I've hardly ever seen you I haven't seen you put it on once.
I haven't.
The whole
since we've
trip.
been here. Mm-mm.
Wow, cool. Thank you,
Anyway,
Lala.
thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye, y'all.
Mason. Come on, Mason. You're a very interesting human being.
I'm not human, that's why.
I know, I don't think you are. I was gonna call you an entity, but I'm like, they might think that's weird.
A little bit. How's it going, guys? My name's Mason. I'm kind of the newest member of this group. I would
Yeah.
assume.
We just picked him up. He's a rando.
Yeah. Well, I met you guys all at East Eddy, which was my first experience in a community of like-minded people, and I was blown away because I was like, oh, I don't know how to judge where I'm at on my own journey versus everyone else, and I'm right on track with all these people. Like the work and the acceleration towards these timelines. You start meeting these people like we gather here together, and you'll see that even within the group, there's some kind of little bit of the difference, but where we come together, it shows you the truth of your own mission and your healing, and that's why we're here. And it's very, very beautiful here in Sedona, very peaceful.
Yeah.
There's a lot of electromagnetic energy here, which is very grounding because of all the stones and all the clays that I find peaceful, especially in hiking. Like it's a different feeling than the forest in Washington when it comes to like the mountainous, dry, arid range out here. So
Can you tell them your full name and a little bit about your background?
yeah, so my name is Mason Cole Feary. I'm a former intelligence analyst for the United States Army and then also for the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. I did something called geospatial engineering, which is satellite surveillance and basically teaching about the visible and invisible light spectrum when it comes to sensors like cameras, and doing strategic mission analysis, predictive analysis, and other warfare type game scenario prediction through software and computers. I've been kind of interested into occult sciences because in the intelligence realms, occultists are what run the agencies.
Right.
In the background, you'll have these people that don't hold a title or a position of power, but they have more influence within the agency wide, just to their connections and if there's blackmail associated to it or whatever. And we're witnessing that right now. Like the James Comey things and the FBI and how all these people are getting replaced because these things are coming out and the blackmail is getting against China. It's the whole story. I call it a play, and the play is finally ending.
Right.
And we're starting to witness that. And being there firsthand, it's a little bit different than what you're experiencing on television when they're kind of talking about, well, hey, Joe Biden and his laptop. I've had experiences in some of these places where I'm experiencing what these people are actually doing in their shadow, just with some of the areas and the people I was connected to. It's a little bit different, and that's why when we talk about mainstream, like everyone's consciousness, they deny it. They're like, oh, it's crazy, because what they're doing is crazy. It is absolutely crazy. If you have a heart, you can't do any of that. And I don't know if you heard of what backdroppers are, or like empty seaters, but a lot of these people are. They don't have a
soul.
Mm-mm.
So So if they don't have a soul, are they clones or
It's
what?
not necessarily clones.
Like
So-
Dolores Cannon says, background people.
Yeah. So what it is it's an artificial intelligence that emulates consciousness. So they have the walking suit, they have the ability to communicate, but they throw us, because we're the actual players in the game, off of our track.
Oh.
Because they're simulating what they want the artificial standard of a human to be, is emotionless, really tech driven. It's the opposite of where we want to go with our star lineage when it comes to spirituality and technology. They want us to just completely void of our emotions. Wow. And when you do that, you disconnect yourself from the energetic source. And that's what we're seeing. But we're witnessing that, hey, these people aren't people. Like, I don't know about you, but I've been a military veteran. I've shot a lot of weapons, but I couldn't tell you, I can't kill an animal. And there's no need to. Right. That's why I kind of went plant-based. And if I did, I would take more of a Native American approach and kind of take what I only need. Right. And then be grateful for it.
And be grateful for it and give thanks for it. I feel the same way. Like everybody knows, I'm, a vegan, but it's not that I have anything against eating that way, but I do feel strongly about giving respect and taking only what you need. The stuff
at a
you just
certain
said.
level of awareness, you're actually taking on the karma involved with sacrificing these animals.
That has a lot to do with it too. I don't want the negative energy that's associated with torture of most of it, and how it's you know, how they get it.
And if you look at like, you know, butcher blocks and all these things where these animals are just lined up, you're eating an animal that is terrorized, which produces cortisol and a bunch of other stress hormones.
Right.
So you're eating stress. You know, you are what you eat. And a lot of people don't realize that the ones that are heavily dense on these meats, they have all these issues. You know, tar, mucus buildup, all that kind of stuff, which blocks your energetic body, which blocks the main thing, which is your intuition, which comes from your stomach. So if your stomach's not clean, if your diet's not clean, you're not able to tap into that intuition. Yeah. I learned that by giving it up. It's hard to stay vegan. You have to be very dedicated.
No,
to stay vegan.
and no doubt.
But pescatarian right now, fish and eggs. I love fish.
Right.
It's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, I don't eat the fish people. I mean, the
fish people,
the fish
yeah.
beings. I don't eat I never have my whole life. Even before I became a vegan, I never ate fish.
That's interesting.
It's really weird. I've never eaten seafood.
Huh.
Yeah, it's really strange, but I don't know what my problem is. I know it's healthy and I should eat it, but
Well, it just depends though. It's healthy, but it's also not. So a lot of the fish we eat is farmed. So they're kind of like a bunch of inbreeding and just terrible stress culture. And then the other thing we have to worry about is all the metals and the nuclear reactivity in the water and all this crazy stuff. That can affect a lot of things.
You know lots of interesting stuff. You're gonna have to come on. You're gonna have to come on eventually, and we're gonna have to sit down and have a
Do I have to wear a
convo.
wig, or can I just put my hair down?
No, you don't have to wear wigs. I just make Tyler wear wigs
Okay.
on my channel. Yeah, just
What is it, Tylena?
Yeah, Tylena.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's his name.
Yeah.
So where was that? Oh, that was the Pink Patriot Hour. That was one of the old Pink Patriot Hour show with Rob and Tyler. They both came on in wigs and had female names. It was pretty funny.
That's funny. Yeah.
Only for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, Pink Patriot Hour, you know, that's a very unique channel that is giving the divine feminine a voice and having a very good platform. And I really like that. That's why I keep preaching that divine feminine thing, because without that energy, none of us would be awakening. None of us.
There's incredible females in this movement.
Absolutely.
Like incredible females doing incredible work,
Mhm.
and I just felt like there wasn't a space, you know, for them, and it needed to be created.
It's very empowering. The women in my story, the spiritual ones, were the reason why I'm here. They
Awesome.
opened up that connection to my inner feminine essence, and that's where you start your healing.
Awesome.
It's very important.
I think we're running low on time here, and I want Foyle to come on and say hi real quick. Are we running? We're running out of time, huh? Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you for coming up here, Mason.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to get together soon. You're gonna have to come. We're gonna have
I
to
sure
talk.
will. We talk
Okay?
about aliens.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I'll talk about all of it. Let's go down every rabbit hole we can go down. I'm all about the rabbit hole. Foyle. Here she comes.
What up, peeps?
What's going on? Loyal to the foil, and we are not. She is not in the control room, and I am not in the spaceship. Today we
Imagine
are
that.
in front of a phallic rock.
Yes, it is rather
Yeah,
too, right?
That's where we're at today. Yeah. It's weird not to see you in your control room,
I know.
and I'm not in my ship.
Nope. Look at
So
that.
this is
Crazy
Loyal to the
things
Foil.
happen.
This is my co-host on Space Force News.
Most of these guys probably know. Look at this.
I'm sure they do.
fool back here.
What is he doing? That's cute.
Right?
Yeah.
Photo bomb.
Yeah. So how's your weekend been so far? What'd you do yesterday? Tell me about
Oh,
what you did yesterday.
Yesterday was awesome. So I came here. I only know a few of the people that were in the house. Everybody's been great. Some of the people from the bakery that were here were having an event, and they asked me to come speak at their event
Can you
yesterday.
switch over just a little bit?
Yeah.
You're a little off camera there.
I'm
Okay.
always off camera, and it was awesome. It went really well. It was really well received. It was totally out of the blue.
What'd you speak on?
You know, the J train and Space Force News, of course, and we had a roundtable discussion that lasted like maybe 4 hours, and they had so many questions. So many people came up to me and were super supportive, and you know, looking for more information. I'm all about that. You guys know that.
Well, you guys know, everybody knows I'm a big fan of Loyal to the Foil, so I'm sure people were fascinated to hear your story is fascinating.
Oh, it's
One day you're
nuts.
gonna have to tell it.
Man. Well, I think Natalie from the bakery is gonna have me on her podcast next week. She wants me to tell
Cool.
the whole story.
What was the name of the event you spoke at?
It was the bakery barbecue. It was at this awesome bar in Phoenix. Cobalt Cowboy? No, what was it called? It was awesome. In any case,
Did they tape it? Or is there gonna be a tape?
Yeah, we had somebody. When I get the Dropbox link, I'll put it up. But it was great. The people were great. They had food, like they had a buffet there. It was nice.
Awesome. I'm glad you had fun.
Super
You digging the
stoked.
Sedona vibes or what?
Yeah, it's great here.
Yeah?
This is trippy land for sure. I love it.
Yeah. It's cool, right?
Right?
Yeah. Everybody here is really cool, huh?
Yeah, I like
I mean, they're all different people, but they're all very cool,
it. Right.
you know. And we're sorry we couldn't bring any of the bakery people on. They've just been really busy. But I think Natalie's going to be here tonight. We're going to do something.
Yeah, at some point. Yeah, she's supposed to come back.
Couple people had to leave early though, so we couldn't.
Driving to the airport back
Yeah.
and forth again.
Well, I know Trisha and Kate. I have to go on and do Corey Good's thing here in a minute, so we're gonna have to cut this
Well,
live off.
Are we doing what Conspiracy Couch next week in
I-
Space Force?
I don't know, but I'm sure we're gonna discuss that as soon as we leave Sedona. I'm guessing we will. We'll have Space Force. I've got actually a couple interviews coming up. I'm probably gonna do live on 1 Foot and 5D, and then yes, we'll be doing the couch. Except hopefully I'll get it fixed where we'll be working through Discord. And
That'd be something.
as far as what me and Kate are doing with the other stuff, we don't have a full plan yet. We're still trying to fill that out, but right now the focus is just, I've said it before, making sure Donald Trump wins the election and
Yes, ma'am.
keeping things moving forward. And,
Sounds like a plan.
Foyle, thank you for coming on. I love
For
you.
coming on.
Yeah.
Have a good afternoon, you guys.
All right, thank you. So yeah, we were gonna sit around and do this or that, but yeah, Trish and Kate have to go live right now for the Corey Good event. Kate made a tweet about it. I believe a couple other people did, so you can go and check out Kate's timeline if you want the link. It's only $20. There's gonna be quite a few speakers. Trish, Kate, who else do I know that's got Earth Star Healer, Corey Good, Dr. Sala, and I know James Gilliland. Quite a few other people too that I don't know their names, so I can't really tell you. But it's Kate has it listed. Hey Keystone, it's really good to see you. I wish I could give you a hug too. Hey Chef Matt, Suiterbug. I don't know if I read off your super chat, Suiterbug. I think I did. Didn't I read off Suiterbug's super chat? I'm not sure, but if I didn't, thank you very much, Suiterbug. It's really good to see all of you guys. I wish I could stay here and hang out with you for a little bit longer, but we got 2 other people that are needing to use the equipment right now. So anyway, I'm gonna have to sign off for right now. I hope you had a good time getting to know some of the people here, and I will be seeing you guys really soon. I love you too. Bye. Hey, I need someone to end the live because I can't. Thank you. Have a great day.